This is how I almost survived vet school. You know, I was used to be this guy, but now I'm this guy. I don't know how. Now believe me when people say 6 years is a lot of time. It's been 4 years of studying veterinary medicine. Oops, I just passed 1.5 years due to COVID-19. Now let's talk about the rest. The university I got accepted into was 1700 kilometers away from my home. So I had to adapt. To settle, I booked a ticket, got on a plane, rented an apartment. And then I realized my university is an hour away from my home. So I had to get myself a car. Anyway, I got some default things like a fridge and a microwave and mattress for my home, and boom! We got ourselves a home. But no friends and family in this town. Spoiler alert, won't find any even in the future. And what do lonely people do? Getting in shape for sure. Got a gym subscription. Worked my tail off. Haha, got it? Got a bit shredded. And the most important soft skill I learned through this stage: cooking! Before staying here, I knew nothing about cooking. And I really mean it, I knew absolutely nothing. Thanks to Persian food recipes, I learned every basic skills needed for cooking in my first 2 or 3 meals. I learned how to cook pasta, rice, chicken breast, and meatballs. My suggestion to you? Follow recipes in the first few times. As you repeat, your creativity kicks in. So, achievement unlocked.
Hard pill to swallow, studying.
There was a sad part in the beginning. Entering the university was not enough. Now I had to study a lot, more than I ever expected. At first, every subject that I was studying was a lot, and I couldn't manage my time to do all the things I had to do. So, I still can't to this day. But I learned how to study in a smart way. For example, in veterinary medicine, anatomy is one of the hardest things you first encounter. After my first anatomy exam, I learned that professors love to ask questions about the differences between different types of animals. For example,
Olecranon tuberosity
looks like this in dogs and looks like this in cats. So as we went forward, my scores started to get better, and now, boom! I can still manage to get a full mark. So you can still see that I'm not the best, and I think I'm okay with that. Sometimes you will have this illusion that if you throw all of your responsibilities, like keeping yourself healthy, away, you can manage to ace all of your exams. But this is an illusion, because it is exactly like fighting an Elden Ring boss. At the end of the day, you probably managed to beat that Elden Ring boss, but now you're all sweaty and your neck hurts like hell, and you can't even sleep because of the dopamine rush. So remember that you're not given a medal for scoring high in exams. Yes, it can make you eligible for different kinds of scholarships, but at what cost? So studying subjects like medicine will get you rethinking your abilities every day, and you will surely learn what imposter syndrome is through your journey. Every day you spend in your educational center is like a boxing match that will get you beaten to hell. Your duty is just to bounce back every time. Now you just have to learn that not knowing something is not that bad, because you're actually aware of something very important. This fact that you don't know something, and you have to learn that single thing. In my opinion, from this moment forward, it's not that hard to fix this issue. You just have to pick up your textbook, read for a few hours. I know it can be more than a few hours sometimes, but it actually works. Now you learned what you needed to learn with a feature you haven't thought about yet. You won't probably forget what you studied, because actually you faced the problem yourself, found the solution yourself, and saw that the solution actually works. So remember that you should study in a smarter way, not harder. This way you can learn things that are more important in your daily life and learn things that are more uncommon through your career. French people have an expression for this, petit à petit, which means little by little. It's like having a 15-minute workout every day. In short term, there is not going to be a notable change in you, but imagine if you do it for 5 years. Then people will surely ask you who your coach is. You must be in love with animals, But what are you gonna do when an aggressive cat walks in, or you just absolutely get wrecked by a horse's kick? Sometimes you're even encountered with a funny chihuahua and you're like, would you. But beware, they can cut your whole arm off. I mean, this whole profession is like a toxic relationship, because there are a lot of times when you just like to leave everything behind and go sign up for a monk program in Vietnam. For example, when there is a shortage in staff and you have to do everything literally by yourself. In these days, you will be so physically tired that the only thing that can help you to push yourself further is the love you have for these creatures. Know who your prof is. There is one last life hack you should consider to get better grades. You know, in football, there are people who analyze the opponents. They actually analyze the characteristics of the opponents so they can overcome their abilities. You should do the same with your professors. And you might ask me how. Go make friends with some older friends in your faculty and ask them for sample questions of the exams. And let me justify this. When we're taking a course, professor usually teaches a specific content which he teaches every semester. And now basically he can't ask for something he hadn't got us prepared for. So the main questions to elaborate your level in that certain area is not going to be so different from the ones he used before. This way you can put yourself in your professor's shoes and guess which parts of the material is his favorite. Nothing is true, everything is permitted. There isn't any right or wrongs in preparing for your exams in university. By that I mean you can study a page every day from now to the end of your semester, but you can read the whole material the night before your exam, and in both cases you will probably pass. So don't let anyone to tell you that the thing you're doing is wrong. Find your own style. For example, some of my friends like to write notes that are more colorful and visually appealing. This will take a lot of time, and I know it and you know it. Everyone knows it. And the scary part is that they don't actually learn that much when they are writing that notes. Now they have to read that notes again to get what is going on. But if they don't write that notes in hopes of reading the textbook itself, they might not be able to do that because that's simply not their style. Failing is not the end of the world. What is the worst case scenario you can think of? Failing? You already know that it is not a big deal. Yes, it's a pain in the ass to retake all of those classes that your professors read from the slides. But as a boy grown up with video games, I like to have a different view about this. It's like your level is not that high to fight the big boss in front of you. You have to do some boring stuff. You have to learn the basics to actually get to the point where you can do advanced stuff. For example, in the field of medicine, you have to know how a healthy body works so you can diagnose it when you are seeing something unusual. So put your ego away and go do what you need to do. This mentality of no bullshit can help you as well, because when you're honest with yourself, you can troubleshoot faster and find a solution to that trouble ASAP. With all these things said, I wish I helped you a bit to know what you need to do to get that degree of yours. Leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video.
And bye.